couldn't hear you come in, but that's because of OBS.
Hence the contact. I was looking at Elite Dangerous as well as No Man's Sky, but No Man's Sky doesn't have in-game purchases, and Elite Dangerous looks like it is a nightmare if you want to customize anything.
Yeah, no, you just have to work for hours on end in No Man's Sky. I'm kind of the
Apparently
wrong person to ask about No Man's Sky because I have like 3 hours in the game.
Yes, I've heard until you get about 10 or 15 hours in, you're gonna grind.
Well, I also started on basically, it's a hell world, essentially. It's just a really cold, barren, desolate place. Basically, I played long enough to get out of it and then go to whatever system Sean was hanging out in.
I see.
Yeah. That's basically all I did. But if you get No Man's Sky, me and Sean both have it. I wouldn't mind doing a stream of it, or just playing it in general.
I'm pretty much sold on it at this point. If Shadow's interested, I might buy it for her as well.
I know it's not...
At least if she's interested during the sale, because it's half off right now.
It's not a completely responsible decision, but I've decided I'm going to drop $60 on Legends Arceus next week.
You're correct. That is not a responsible idea.
But it is a fun idea.
Since you came in a couple of seconds behind the Chubb, I'm talking about No Man's Sky.
We're also not live yet.
Why are you talking about No Man's Sky?
We're live,
I'm
but not
buying
voice
it.
live.
It's half off. And it's the game I'm potentially buy Shadow if she wants to play with me. Star Trek Online is becoming quite frustrating because I figured out how to win the combats really easily, and now it's just kind of a walkthrough. So it's kind of a point-and-click adventure
Is it not?
at this point.
I thought it was PvP.
I mean, okay, it's not... It's PvP in the same way that World of Warcraft is. You have certain areas that are PvP, and then everywhere else is not.
Oh. See, I thought you joined the game and became part of, like, the different fleets.
Yes, but that's PvE.
Oh, so if you're Klingon, you're never going to really fight with the...
If you're Klingon and you end up in the Sol system at Fleet Base 1, you're just there. In fact, they have depending on which race you play, you start in different places in the galaxy. And it's not like there's a war to expand borders. This is not EVE Online, okay?
Wouldn't it be cool, though?
That would make it better. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll be honest, one of the reasons why I stopped playing the game originally was because I wanted to shoot my fellow Federation ships and go rogue, and it wouldn't let me. It came to a head on a particular mission where you were a part. Some few missions do put you as part of a fleet-on-fleet engagement, and I just kind of course, you know, the protagonist is supposed to be the one that destroys the enemy fleet and do the most damage. So I just parked my ship outside of the battle and watched as the Federation ships got disabled one after the next. But then they wouldn't destroy them. So I couldn't even use the enemy fleet against the Federation to destroy all their ships. That's about the time I quit. I was tired of that at that point. I've been playing again recently.
Oh, we have been voice live. Oh, I'm just an idiot.
Wow.
Oh, I've just been sitting here listening to this. I'm like,
Well, I am good and right. Okay.
I didn't say anything that was talked about was objectionable.
The only reason I didn't go into EVE Online, even though it's free to play, and I don't think there's in-game purchases.
And that's
There
that's like the
Are there?
most.
I'm pretty sure that there are.
I know
okay,
there's a
don't
monthly
hold me
fee.
to that. Don't hold me to that, but I think that there is.
I know there's a monthly fee to get outside of like the first couple levels or whatever. And that you can use in-game currency to pay for that monthly fee. Which is how they calculate how much money someone has stolen in certain events that have occurred on EVE Online. Some of the stuff that, because I was looking into it for a couple months, some of the stuff that's gone on is ridiculous. Somebody stole essentially millions and millions of dollars because they worked their way up to the number one person in a corporation and then traded all of it to like a private account or something. Stole everyone's ships, everyone's resources, everything that was stored on their stations. Gone.
Oh, that man was in there for the long con.
Yeah.
You have any idea how much effort it took to do? And how hated he became instantaneously?
Oh, he couldn't show his face at their events ever after. Now, the corporation he took all of that to, benefited greatly from that. So, but they weren't going to stop him from getting beaten up in person. I mean, these are gamers. But the more I researched it, the more I found out that, you know how bad I was about always being on Minecraft?
Mm-hmm.
Even at the peak of that, I was not playing enough to successfully do anything in EVE Online.
Yeah, there's only two things that I know about EVE Online. One is that in order to find a more hostile player base, you'd have to go to a Minecraft Anarchy server.
I think you mean League of Legends.
No.
League of Legends.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. League of Legends has a very toxic fan base, but League of Legends is very centered around the idea of I want to win, and I want to do better than all of you. EVE Online is centered around the idea of no one else is allowed to exist except me.
Yeah, me and my corporation.
Everything that you own, you do not deserve, and we will be taking, or we will be destroying.
And you cannot exist. You cannot exist without a business, without a corporation.
Oh no, it's become
you can try, but you're gonna get robbed every time.
It's become so tribalistic that any roaming solo just gets annihilated. and the developers, I've heard that the developers actually will increase tensions between the factions in order to create money sinks, so that their game never hits hyperinflation in the way that World of Warcraft does. Because it takes money, it takes in-game currency to repair your stuff when it gets damaged, so battles are very high investment and high risk. And
yeah,
so the developers will increase tensions to the point where factions have to go to war just to keep inflation down.
Yeah, there have been battles that cost millions or tens of millions of dollars when you convert the in-game currency to the monthly fee that you can pay off with currency.
I would believe it. I would believe it if you had the majority of players engaged in a multi-faction war. That would get expensive really fast. I hear it's already.
I'm not talking about wars. I'm talking about single battles.
I'm sorry.
It's only been a few, but there have been single battles where the people couldn't even stay on the servers. They kept getting kicked and having to try and come back into their ship. And that many ships were destroyed. I think 2 or 3 times they've crossed the $1 million mark in single battles.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Welcome
really,
to space battles. They're horribly expensive.
Yeah, and I think some of those battles may have destroyed
And
a good 50% of the
it's part of why I
fleet
think
ships
that
in the game.
Listen, space battles aren't ever going to really be a thing in the way that Navy wars were a thing, just because no country is going to want to.
Oh no, you'd be fending off boarding actions, not attacks.
If boarding actions were even, if boarding actions are even possible.
Well, you see, you get to be number 1 in the corporation. Because we know the future is ruled by Amazon and Microsoft anyway.
Microsoft.
You mean Amazon?
He does mean Amazon.
No, I mean Goop. Clearly.
Every internet company had 2 O's in the title. She is right. Yahoo,
Google,
Microsoft.
He gave the real ones first.
Yeah. Yahoo, Google, Microsoft, Amazon. Goop. And then the mad. And then the mad lad had the audacity to sell literal snake oil from an old tiny cart out front of a Goop store.
What do you mean audacity? That was amazing.
See, the thing is...
And accurate.
It is also New York, so, like, not even in the top 10,000 weirdest things happening on that street.
Or on that day.
Yeah.
After all, there was a Goop store right across the street.
Was that a pop-up store, or was that like a permanent store?
That was a permanent store.
I bet it's not permanent now, the way New York economy goes.
Well, I don't know. It's Goop. It's not meant...
It's probably making pretty good money.
It's not meant for the plebs who can't afford a can of Coke now.
We both have, like, rare
Now,
medical conditions.
It's a good thing that I can't afford a can of Coke.
I was in the store
No, it's
Monday.
Good that you're not buying Coke. It's not good that you can't.
I was in the store...
If I want to keep going out to eat, I have to keep ordering water anyway.
Well, water is good for you.
So
I can't... It's like $3 for a soda at some places now.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I can't handle soda anymore taste-wise anyway, but still. I feel bad for you plebs. I mean, I'm one of the plebs, but I feel bad for the plebs that are drinking it. Sorry, comrade.
So, there's a Dollar General, like, right across the street from me. Like, you've been to my house, Chubb. It's literally right across the street from me. It's so high. And they sell Coke by the, like, 16-ounce cans, and they're always, like, $1. This Monday, they were $1.25.
Which means your inflation has hit 25%.
on Coke products, and most other things are like a whole 50 to 100% more expensive than they were
Yeah.
this time last year.
Yeah, so I was buying a very small amount of groceries. Like 4 things didn't fit in the little child seat that I was buying. So I could break my fast and try and be somewhat intelligent with it this weekend. And
Yeah.
$40. We're talking box of mac and cheese, some Gatorades for the electrolytes, some bananas for the potassium, some eggs, and a
Bro,
bag of chocolate chips for some pancakes.
eggs have gotten expensive.
I don't even know which ones were the culprits of being the worst. I think it's everything must have gone up because I wasn't paying attention to the stickers.
Everything has gone up. It just buying like meat and veggies for a week. I'm usually pretty minimalistic. I eat like one meal a day. Get some protein in there, some veggies in there, some carbs in there. And it used to be I could get all of this, so I could get 7 meals for $50 for one person. It's now like
Not anymore.
60 to
And
80.
those having been over at his house, them some pretty good meals too.
Were you on when I explained what I'm doing fast-wise, Job?
Yes.
Okay.
Or
I would recommend.
I don't know if I was on when you explained the mechanics of it. You were just talking with Comrade and saying you've done research and you're going to be doing this intelligently.
Okay.
I would recommend
So if
that
you've explained anything other than that, I was not here for this.
you might try to
didn't
get
need
like
my
those
research.
power, like Gatorades or whatnot. Might try to like, since it's like a medical fast.
I
like-
just said I'm getting Gatorade.
Well, I was.
You mean during the fast?
Yeah, like
No.
one a day for.
You'll break the
electrolytes.
fast.
Okay.
They're not just electrolytes.
Then take a cucumber and slice it into pieces, and then drop it in a pitcher of water.
Ew.
Add some lemon juice if you're feeling spicy.
Oh, cucumber
I think
lemonade.
I might rather die.
Cucumber lemonade's the bomb.
I have not felt sick at any point during this week, and all I've been having is unfiltered water. Except at night when I'm at home and actually have a Brita filter.
Sorry,
I'm pretty sure the pipes that provide water in southern West Virginia are providing plenty of electrolytes and other heavy metals.
That's not Flint, Michigan.
It's like that old.
Okay, you know what? I haven't had a boil water advisory while I've been in Princeton. But when I lived in Bluefield, we had 2 or 3 of them in the 3 years that I was there.
Oh man! What?
Did you guys
How?
ever see that old commercial? I think it was for. It was either one of the bottled water companies or Brita filters or some other filter thing, but it was these guys and they had a stand just like, would you like some water? And then as someone went to take a sip, they'd be like, yes, this definitely has this. We are going to tell you that this has below the legal requirement for the amount of lead. And they just kind of stopped, like, pardon me? Yeah, it's below in full compliance with the legal limit for the amount of lead in that water.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that because I'm drinking most of my water during the fast during the day when I'm at work. I'm drinking between 5 and 7 red Solo cups of water, and then a little at home. But most of my water is coming from the fountain there.
Why did you have to specify red Solo cup?
It's
No.
well, it's off-brand. It's red off-brand Solo cup. Okay.
Yeah, but now the only thing going through my head is that awful song.
It's not an awful song.
It's a
oh
terrible
my goodness.
song.
Red
No,
Solo
it's
Cup,
not.
I fill you up.
You know,
We're
it's
gonna have a party.
it's about getting completely wasted, right?
Yes.
And
Okay.
this stopped being a Christian Minecraft server a long time ago.
Holding
Like
hands
day
on my
one when
Christian
we started
Minecraft
making
server?
communism jokes. Which technically
Okay.
that eventually proved to end in an unchristian situation.
I found the commercial. It is wrong. It was from Pure Water, PUR, and they built this entire water bar, quote unquote, that served tap water from all over the country. And they're handing this glass of water to these people, and he just says, "This contains a level of mercury well within the legal limits."
Okay, but you can't get tap water that doesn't have that issue. 1 part per million is within the legal limits. But you can still be like, huh, there's mercury in this water. And be correct.
There's also mercury in my fish. I don't worry about it.
This water comes from north of did you say Houston or Austin, Texas? Comes from just north
I
of
can't
Austin,
wait till they
Texas,
fix
and
this
contains
game.
a safe amount of chloroform.
So my steam locomotive is moving, a few feet a second at most. And they have the chuffing sound has not been fixed yet. So it sounds like it's going 30 miles an hour. Which it can't even in this game at all because the speed limit is hard set at 17. I don't know what this game thinks it's doing. My engine is a superhero.
Contains an amount of lead that's well within the drinkable standard.
Congratulations.
I don't see the problem here.
Contains an acceptable amount of lead that's well within the drinkable standard.
Where's the problem?
Well, I mean, if it's within the drinkable standard.
Precisely.
I just love the way that this commercial is set up, where it's just like, did you know your water has poisonous materials in it? And I'm like, did you know that your table salt is made out of 2 different poisons that have been mixed and then had iodine added to it?
Well, the iodine stops it from being radioactive.
No.
You know that stores across the country ran out of iodine a few weeks ago?
No, I did not know that, but that's not what the iodine's in the salt to do.
No, but they ran out, and I'm surprised they didn't run out of table salt. I guess it's because people are ignorant. After the war started, everybody's like, oh, we're going to get nuked.
And what's the iodine going to do?
And many of them started taking the iodine that they had just bought as if we'd been nuked. Many people, well, not too many, but several people ended up hospitalized because you can kill yourself doing that.
Yeah.
You can't just use iodine like it's Radix from
See,
Fallout.
iodine is relatively water soluble as far as
it just doesn't work.
As far as the elements that you put in your body go, but there's a reason we attach it to salt, which is something that's also relatively easy to poison yourself with. Because both of them are water soluble. But also, they taste bad if you take too much.
I'm related to somebody who put salt on pizza, put salt on ice cream, everything. And then had like quadruple bypass surgery and learned to not do that anymore.
I'm not sure that
That's not why that happened, but it didn't help.
Yeah, so
There was not a single food that he didn't put like half a shaker on.
okay, but okay.
See, like that's excessive, and that probably exacerbates the problem, but
So
that's not the root.
when they've done research on it, essentially the conclusion is salt does not cause high blood pressure, but salt can make high blood pressure worse.
Such is my point.
Yeah, if that makes sense. It doesn't cause issues, but it can make issues that exist worse.
It would likely have not been as extreme.
Correct.
Yes. It would probably been like a, double bypass.
I had this conversation with Comrade some years ago when we were discussing salt.
Yeah, see, my mom suffers from high blood pressure, and the doctor, because back when she got diagnosed with it, like, the doctor basically told her the same thing they were telling everyone at that point, which was just cut all the salt out, that's terrible advice. Don't cut all your salt out, like, ever. I don't care how high your blood pressure is, that's not gonna help. Cutting out all of your salt is just gonna give you different health problems. But it did become important for her to not have as much salt as we like on her food. Because that could make it worse. But cutting all the salt out's still dumb. I can't believe doctors told people to do that for years.
No,
What did doctors tell people to do? I zoned out.
When doctors,
I was watching the commercial again.
for years, when people got diagnosed with high blood pressure, doctors would just tell them to cut all salt out of their diet, which is like, it's dumb.
It's also basically impossible.
It is basically impossible.
Yeah, there were also doctors that told anyone who ever talked about any length of fast at all that they would lose all their muscles and that the body wouldn't consume any fat at all. It would just consume the muscles, which has scientifically been proven to be completely false.
It will do both if you're extreme enough with it.
Yes, and you can do things wrong, which is why if you want to keep your muscles, you use them while you're fasting, because the body is designed to realize those muscles are still needed to find the food, because God designed it that way, and it won't kill the muscles. But the people who are like, do a 7-day fast and lay in bed the whole time, I'm like, you're giving people terrible advice.
All that would do is make you exhausted, hungry, and just lethargic.
Weaken you permanently and make you miserable. Add some depression.
First things first, we're going to stress your body out to an insane degree by having you not eat food when you're accustomed to eating a lot of food. Second of all, on top of that stress, we want to isolate you as much as possible. So just stay in one room, preferably your bedroom, where no one else can get to you. And then we want you to remain as inactive as possible. We don't want you doing any kind of exercise that might release endorphins or, deactivate your parasympathetic nervous system. And we just want those muscles to atrophy as much as possible.
Yeah.
Let's combine all of the worst ideas.
I only came across that once or twice, but I was shocked both times that was what because the people who were pulling up scientific articles were saying you can't do strenuous workouts because you'll go beyond what your body's ability is to convert fats, and you'll cause major problems.
Like, that makes sense.
But you need to take gentle walks. Do some yoga.
You need to do
some
things.
sit-ups.
You don't need to be doing muscle man activity.
Yeah.
Don't be lifting fridges.
Don't
the
gym every day.
All those growth hormones you're getting from doing an extended fast, we don't want you to use those for anything. It's people that don't
Goodness
do
gracious.
enough research that end up doing damage to themselves through this stuff. And you also
It's-
mentioned coming off of eating a lot of food. Well, I eat on about 1 meal a day. And I can tell from the research that I did and the people that I was watching the videos of that those who were used to consistent fasting did not have an issue with a 5-day fast. And those who went from 3 meals a day, they spent half of their videos whining about how much their stomachs hurt.
Yeah. Your body can get used to almost anything. And once you've acclimated to it, it's not a your body is remarkably resilient.
Yeah, I do
But if
fast
you
every
just
now and
shock
again.
the system immediately, you will hate your life.
I do fast every now and again. But
Extended or just like 24 hour?
Mine tend to be around 24 hours. I do a sun up to sun down, but like
you also sleep.
it's whatever I, whenever and whatever I ate yesterday until like 7-ish, 6-ish.
I have done more than 24 hours quite frequently while doing intermittent fasting, just because you accidentally end up with a couple of hours in there because of schedules that push you over 24.
Mm-hmm.
Mine wasn't.
So my body was definitely well adapted to doing fasting. This going from 5 on to 2 off as a diet is not for everyone.
Yeah. Mine wasn't for dietary
it to people.
Mine wasn't for dietary reasons or anything. But it is shocking to me how much you realize, man, our culture is super dependent on food and we don't need this much.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna break my fast with a Maruchan cup either tonight if I'm up late enough or tomorrow. But probably tomorrow because I want to lose weight the rest of the night. Even if it's only a teeny bit. But then I'm going to have banana and Gatorade a couple hours after that. And then I'm going to go to Olive Garden. And I'm fully expecting to not be able to eat half of the meal. And I don't even know if I'm going to get the soup or not. And I'll be bringing the other half of the meal to Sunday afternoon.
I was about to warn you off of super heavy meals right after a fast, but then I realized that you were eating something like several hours before that. That'll probably
I'm
be
planning
fine.
to break the fast by 10 o'clock in the morning, and I would not be at Olive Garden till 3:30, 4 o'clock at the earliest.
You'll probably be okay.
Yeah, I had an experience with that when I was a kid. This is going to sound really terrible. My parents would forget to feed me sometimes.
So these, the people that birthed you or the people that loved you?
I have okay. Never met my biological parents.
Okay, so this...
My biological father, no one knows who he is, no one knows where he is.
I didn't want details, I just wanted an answer.
I'm gonna make everyone as uncomfortable as possible.
Yeah. I'm setting out to be uncomfy again. Whoop, I did not mean to alt-tab, I meant to get out of the cab. Please don't crash.
Correction, you're setting out to make Dream Thief as uncomfortable as possible.
Yeah. But no, I was adopted basically immediately.
I feel like you've said that before, and my brain just forgot it.
Yeah, I have.
Can confirm.
But anyway, I was a super quiet kid growing up. Like, I could literally sit in one room with a book or a toy car or anything for hours. And you could legitimately forget my existence.
Ouch.
No, I was perfectly content. Like, listen, I was so chill.
No, I
that
meant
they
ouch
thought-
for your parents that had no reminders.
Yeah.
Ended up looking like bad parents because you weren't reminding them that you were hungry.
I was so chill as a child. I do not remember this at all because I was super, super young. But supposedly, my parents have told me that when I was really little, I was so quiet they thought that I might be deaf.
Wow.
Because I was in my own little world and wouldn't respond to things. Supposedly, you could be in the same room as me and just clap your hands as hard as possible, pretty close to me, and I wouldn't jump or anything. Just wouldn't acknowledge it.
I can confirm that you are hearing.
Yeah, and
Given
so,
the whole headset thing.
and so as I found out that I wasn't deaf, that was good. But I was still super quiet, and I didn't like to talk to people or really do much. So I could just be going about my day, and they would get busy doing something or whatever, and then just time would pass. And then I would show up, and I would be like, "Hey, Ma, when's dinner?" And she goes, "Oh, oh."
To be fair, that means they weren't feeding themselves dinner either.
To be fair, my parents can be kind of forgetful about certain things, but, it wasn't like they weren't neglectful. They just they would just sometimes forget my existence, and I didn't have much of an appetite either, so it wasn't like I would be super hungry and just not say anything. I just wouldn't really get hungry. And I'm still kind of that way. But I remember I hadn't eaten for a very long time on this road trip. And then we stopped at Golden Corral, the buffet, and I made a poor decision.
Oh no.
I ate a lot pretty quickly.
Well, going to Golden Corral was the first bad decision.
Those yeast rolls, though.
The yeast rolls are pretty good.
They are pretty.
They're on the same level as Logan's yeast rolls and Red Lobster.
The honey butter's a
and
little bit sweet, though.
Olive Garden.
And the fact it's the only real butter there.
Yeah. The one that we went to had a pretty solid chess pie for dessert. That was good.
What's a chest pie?
Chess
pie. It's a buttermilk pie, essentially.
Okay.
It's like a chocolate pie.
Wait, no.
Chocolate and pies.
Chess pie is the one that's made with a buttermilk custard.
Oh, I know what a chocolate pie is. Chocolate pies are terrible.
Or do you mean that it's like a chocolate pie in that it's the same consistency as a chocolate pie?
Okay, it's a chocolate chess pie.
Okay.
I didn't know that there was a different version of this.
Yeah, no.
I've only ever seen the chocolate version, and I love them.
I mean, I like chess pies. I like. It's a slightly tangy dessert. Like, that's right up my alley.
Yeah, there will not be chocolate involved until Sunday night when I have my last meal before the next fast, which is banana chocolate chip pancakes with peanut butter on top and actual maple syrup that's not mutilated and
you don't need to.
evil.
Okay, listen. I like maple syrup as much as the next guy, but you don't need to put maple syrup on that. You lose all of the flavor of maple syrup is so delicate that it's lost on that.
For you, maybe. I still taste the pancakes. And the eggs are for that meal as well. And there'll be a banana on the side if I actually have room after 2 pancakes and 3 scrambled eggs to eat it. I'm trying to go into this. I have a Gatorade Saturday and 2 Sunday. I'm trying to make sure I go into the next fast more potassium and electrolyte heavy.
Certainly sounds like you know what you're about.
Well, I
haven't
don't want
done
to be
any.
stupid.
I haven't done any real research on fasts and such. I have the opposite problem.
Can't keep the weight on.
Nah.
Have you seen this man?
Hello. I did.
I am
I remembered red hair, so
I
apparently
am
I didn't.
5'8".
Stick insect could beat him in a sumo match.
Have you seen stick insects? Those things are disgusting. I'm not touching them.
They're endangered.
Depends on which species.
That's the praying mantis.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought they were the same thing. So.
They are not.
That also depends on the
Got
species. I believe.
Comrade, take a wild guess. How much do you think that I weigh? I would ask Dream Thief as well, but he hasn't seen me, apparently.
Yeah.
Well enough.
About 120.
That is concerningly accurate. I'm like 126-ish. With shoes.
I've always been good at that kind of thing. Like, I can get pretty accurate with people's age as well, generally.
I wouldn't be taking such a drastic step, except the doctors sound as concerned
After all,
about my
if you
weight.
need to insert somebody into a database, you do need to be able to tell on site exactly their height, age, weight, and
The doctors
future style of death.
Pardon?
Am I coming through?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
The doctors sound as concerned about my weight as the doctor did when he told me if I didn't get a pin in my hip, my leg was going to fall off. Hence the drastic nature of things.
Yeah, no, I mean that would, yeah. I would think that would light a fire under most people.
Yeah.
Well,
needless to say, I did not go to summer camp that year because I wanted my leg to stay attached.
unfortunately, it does not light a fire under most people.
Well, I mean, the one doctor was like, yeah, but you probably won't do this with the diet stuff I'm suggesting, will you? To his credit, he's right. He was suggesting eating vegetables instead of any other food so that you would fill up but have less calories, and his plan sounded way too vegetarian for me. Plus, I think he underestimates how much I would eat the vegetables in order to stay to the same full feeling I'm used to. I don't think his plan would work.
It would, if you cooked the vegetables properly.
Okay, here's the thing.
Some meat. Cut back on the
JonTron
carbs.
with all of his healthy food and vegetables in the video, that would be me. You'd be having to break the Marky Mark video out.
Okay.
Bam!
Hold on.
And I also,
wait, no, it was POW, wasn't it? POW!
Yeah. The person that I learned intermittent fasting from the most, although I did research from other people, one of the reasons why she does the intermittent fasting that she does is because it works for her. She developed a plan that she can live with, and that's what I'm doing. I'd much rather go hungry for 5 days a week for, even for a few months if necessary to lose the weight than to have to eat vegetables. Because the vegetable thing just is never going to work. I hate them. When you choose going hungry over eating vegetables, you know that vegetables would never work. Oh no! Oh no! No! What's happening? Train, what are you doing?
You know, this despising of veggies never really came up while we were roommates, and I probably could have got you to like them.
Stop the train! Oh no!
I even got Sean to say that some Brussels sprouts I made were alright.
I'm a stupid person, and I don't know how the engine and free cars made it across the points. That was wow. I haven't derailed a train like this in a long time.
Now, I'm not necessarily suggesting this for someone who is currently dieting, but if you want to add Brussels sprouts to your meals and you hate bitter things, but you want the vitamins, take your Brussels, cut them in half, fry them in some butter, and then add like a teaspoon at most of sugar. It's not that much sugar, and it cuts the bitterness in like almost completely gets rid of it, and then you're just left with buttered leaves. It's not like the butter makes it less healthy. If anything, the butter is some good fat.
Yeah, I will say I found a way to eat green beans when I was a kid, and until a couple weeks ago, I forgot that Mom wasn't here to stop me. And that is to put ketchup on them. Not to drown them, just to garnish them with ketchup. Enough that there's a little ketchup flavor with each bean, but the bean isn't dripping in ketchup. And we were at, I was at Cracker Barrel with some people from church, and I saw the green beans on the menu. I'm like, I gotta eat these green beans. Just need to bring me the ketchup. So I did eat vegetables in the last 7 days. 7 days? 7 days. To my shame. Not as much shame as derailing this train, though. I had set the switch when I went through it earlier, and I got off the train and set it again because I forgot that I did it the first time, and I wasn't paying attention to the direction marker. And so I set the points against the train. And unlike real life, where the engine would just force the points open and damage the switch, in this game, they decided, until the next update releases anyway, that it should just throw the train across the world.
Sorry, did you say you put ketchup on green beans?
Yeah. And hey, I ate the green beans. You can shut up about it.
I'm trying to figure out how that doesn't just taste like the worst thing of all time. and
Because
like,
the green beans already taste like the worst thing of all time, but ketchup, it doesn't. I don't like ketchup a lot, but I like it enough.
How bad do green beans taste to you? What green beans are
Awful.
you having? Like
I
prefer
still
corn
almost
to
choked
green
them
beans,
down.
but what? Oh.
Even with the ketchup, it was still choking them down. I was just like, man, I need to eat some vegetables before I go on my fast. My vegetable this time will be a banana.
Like, green beans taste pretty good when I know
No,
Cracker Barrel.
peas taste good. Green beans do not. Peas is the one vegetable that I've always loved. And if you're weird and you count corn as a vegetable instead of a starch, then corn also.
Green beans taste pretty good when they're, boiled with a bunch of bacon like they are at Cracker Barrel.
I had Cracker Barrel green beans. They weren't good. Although the hard bits that were in there explain now that I know it was bacon, that's explained. It was late in the evening, so the bacon may have been a little more scanty. Also, it's we're still in shortages here, so maybe not so much on the bacon. I'm still mad they used COVID to pull haddock off the menu. That was just the best.
What about onions? Do you hate onions?
You know what? The bloomin' fried batter that they put on them is enough to get me to eat an onion. It requires that much. I will cook with onions if it's it, but I will not just put onions on a burger.
No one just okay. Well, onions on a burger is good, but like no one just.
No, onions on a burger is eating an onion.
Almost no one except my family, because we're weird that way, straight up eats onions. Like onions need other things, but.
So I will cook with them, like my.
Well, you realize they're like onions are like they're pretty good for you.
Because I cook my ribs with yellow onions.
They're definitely vegetables. So you do like some vegetables. You just don't like the super bitter ones. I'm surprised green beans fall on the list of bitter ones for you. I think
bitter. They just taste bad.
I guess they're more grassy than anything.
Carrots taste terrible too.
Carrots? What?
I hate carrots.
Super sweet.
I mean, maybe in a chicken noodle soup, maybe, but that's about it.
The super sweet root vegetable?
It is not sweet.
Carrots you've been eating. Carrots are like super sweet.
And they have such an awful, evil texture to them. The texture alone, kind of like nuts, makes me want to vomit.
The crunchy one or the super soft one?
When I bite into a carrot, normal carrot, like people are like, "Oh, eat your carrots." You know, bite into it makes me want to vomit. Just like when I bite into a brownie and there's nuts hidden in the brownies, I'm looking for a place to spit it out before I vomit.
Why don't you like nuts?
And the texture alone is enough. I'll eat peanut butter by the pound if it didn't have any effect on me. Well, maybe not by the pound. That's a lot of peanut butter. You kind of get tired of the flavor after a while.
That's a lot of peanut butter. Yeah, like that's
All right, so I wouldn't eat it by the pound, but I'd eat it by the spoonful.
That's no poop for weeks kind of pounds.
I would eat it by the spoonful if it didn't have any penalties. Also, since COVID, I can have peanut butter in stuff, even on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But for some reason, when I eat it a spoonful by itself, it actually still has a little bit of an off taste to it. Though I haven't had a spoonful in about a month now, so that probably needs retesting. Wow, crude oil is worth a lot in this game.
Did the jug go somewhere? Did I miss that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
I was thinking he'd been awfully quiet.
That's actually one of the major reasons for me not eating most vegetables. The taste is part of it, but the texture, I can't take the texture of it.
So you don't like the crunchiness of carrots, but you don't mind
the crunch and the
you don't mind soft carrots in soups.
When they've been heavily cooked into a soup, they're acceptable.
What about like stir fry?
They're still not good, but they're acceptable.
What about like stir fry softened?
If they have been thoroughly stir fried and you didn't add 10 carrots to the thing, which somebody did to me once, it was more carrots than rice.
You might try at some point. Take some cabbage, slice it thin. Take some onions, slice them thin lengthwise. So like you cut the onion in half, and then just cut it into like strips. So it's called julienning. So julienne the onion, then julienne the carrot, and just make a stir fry with meat of your choice like that. Season it with salt, pepper, a little bit of cinnamon. See how you like that.
To be clear, when we're talking about stir fries, we're both talking about preparing rice with carrots, peas, corn, stuff like that,
that
in
would
it.
that would
with
be
eggs.
That would be fried rice.
Okay, I was talking about fried rice.
So a stir fry is where you cook the rice, and then it's white rice, and then you, on top of that, you put what you've stir fried.
Okay, no, I don't like that. No.
Really?
No, it has to be fried rice. It needs to be cooked into it with all the soy and everything else.
Why don't you like stir fry?
The vegetables are still largely the centerpiece of the show. The texture is most of it, but the flavor is part of it. I've been told by somebody that I'm strange for my first reason for liking or disliking a food is texture, though.
You're not that strange, but
I'm not that strange, but it's not normal.
no the unwillingness to get over texture at all is a bit
But it's
restrictive
not
on
just
your
an
diet.
unwillingness; it's an inability. I mean, the moment I feel the texture, my body's like, vomit it out, get it out. It's not a overcoming thing. It is not the only thing that I judge by texture first, though.
Well, like I said, there's plenty of people who have texture as a real big thing with their food. Um, but that's actually more common as I talk to like lots and lots of people. Like texture is a real big thing with food. Um, but it's almost the same as flavor, I've found, which is people get used to whatever textures they grew up with, and much like the foods that you grew up with and the textures you grew up with, you can work past it and expand your food repertoire. That might be easier for some people than for others. For me, it's super easy, but I was also raised on literally every cuisine under the sun, except African. I haven't had a ton of African. And traditional Chinese street food is not something I grew up with either, but I'm not super interested in learning to eat the fermented. I'm not super. No, I'm not super interested in learning how to eat a 1,000-year egg. Even if
Isn't that what you're supposed? Is that when you keep it in a barn for most of the summer and then you throw it at somebody at the end of the summer?
Kinda. You take an egg and then you bury it in lye for like a week.
Well, it's faster anyway.
Well, see, it rots in the lye, but the lye kills
most
like
kids don't have access to lye. Usually, you have to wait for
So the
6
lye
months.
the lye will keep the harmful bacteria off of it, allowing an egg to ferment in a non-harmful way. So it still tastes very sulfurous. Um, but you're not going to get botulism from eating this egg.
I
Um,
see. Yeah, the purpose of the egg in the barn is not to eat it. Purpose is to throw it at somebody and make them vomit. I never did that, but I read about it in a book of pranks. Pranks? There were pranks in the book, but the book wasn't about pranks.
Okay. Well,
Still, I kind of wish I'd
The
done it at
manor
some
is
point.
done. I've been wandering around for like 5 minutes trying to figure out what to do next, and I just realized I need to announce this. The manor is done. The outside is done. It's completed. It's finished.
Congratulations.
And
This
now,
is
now I have to finish the inside of the manor. Chi, be quiet. No.
this is not the cathedral, right?
The Cathedral has been done for a long time. I don't think I'm ever going to finish the insides of the cathedrals. Um, it's not a place of residence. It's like an attraction, right?
I see.
It's the tourist trap.
That's completely off the beaten path. Gonna have billboards all over the world. Cathedral this many blocks away.
That would be hilarious. I would have to figure out how many blocks away it is from everywhere I put up a billboard.
You would. You would. You're a smart lad, though.
All right. The world plays the dungeon theme when you enter my manor. I've done something that's supposed to be technically impossible in Minecraft, which is
What's that?
I've built an artificial biome essentially.
You sure it didn't start after the new update? When all the caves were added underneath? Or I guess the colony wasn't open until the caves were already there, but still. It may be attaching your building because of the way it is to the caves. Or it could be a glitch and you may have made a biome, I don't know.
Well, it's like it recognizes it as a woodland manor. Because there's so much dark oak planks in an area. It's pretty cool.
It is possible.
But you're not technically supposed to be able to build artificial biomes in Minecraft, I think. It's like a Terraria thing.
Yes, but it's not acting like a biome, it's acting like a structure.
That's true. So I wonder if I take I wonder if I take like all the torches out, if it will actually spawn villagers.
Doubtful, but you can try. I doubt you've succeeded in creating it to that degree.
Let's see. 3. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go.
So what are your long-term plans after the Healthedral?
The Healthedral. The Healthedral's done.
Oh. What are your long-term plans now?
I'm gonna finish the manor, and then I'm going to figure out what to do next. Um, some kind of... So there's like lots of things I can do. I could go expand Atlantis. I could... There was like a Glen that I found. Wait a second. I need to go look at something. But there's like a Glen that I found that would make a pretty cool little medieval town. Like a Lord of the Rings style.
You talking Hobbits, Minas Tirith, Rivendell?
Like the what's it called?
Helm's Deep.
Lake Town.
Lake Town. Okay.
Like
You have to have a lake for that.
Well, Lake Town style. It was like it was like a valley, so like not one of the like grand cities of men, but like a small town in a valley. Kind of
So,
deal.
you're intending to use the Hobbit movie as inspiration?
I wouldn't say that.
You shouldn't. You might get kicked off the server.
Listen, at least the lake town in the movie still had a lake.
That's true. You're not even building on a lake.
Yeah. It's Lord of the Rings-esque, semi-based on the style of housing found in Lake Town. Though it is not on a lake itself. It is simply just a hamlet. How's that? Is that a good enough explanation?
Can you give it to me again?
A hamlet in a village, slightly based on the housing style found in Lake Town.
Okay. Sorry, I got a Discord message. Turned out it was from it's online, but I was clicking on it and got distracted.
Yeah,
My ears temporarily were unattended. That's the best way I've ever put it. I'm going to use that from now on. My ears were temporarily unattended.
Now I see the apple begin to pie the tree.
You know what? I am right. I found something useful.
Listen, that saying is going to be useful to me someday.
It's not my only one. I've had plenty of strange sayings,
Nah.
although that one might be up there.
Listen, the dream thiefisms are great. I like them. And And one day, I'm going to be able to use that particular one in everyday casual conversation.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
Are you having a conversation with somebody in an insane asylum?
No, not yet. I'm working on the infiltration, though.
Depending on the reasons you go in, you might be kept there for a very long time.
See, I'm just a computer who needs his hands in everything.
See, I was lucky because I went in for evaluation and observation, and I had my insurance not wanting me to be there any longer than necessary. So I was only in like parts of 5 days.
Kind of meant to ask this last time you brought it up, and I don't know if you want to divulge this information on stream, but when exactly was this visit?
Valentine's Day week of 2020.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with it being Valentine's Day, but I could certainly never forget when it was.
What happened on Valentine's Day?
In fact, I think it was Valentine's Day itself. Let me pull up the calendar. I think it was Valentine's Day itself based on one of the things one of the officers said to me. Let's go back to 2020.
This story got a lot more interesting very quickly.
July, June, May, April, March. Yes, it was Friday the 14th of February 2020, and I was in till Thursday the next week, or Wednesday or Thursday the next week. And one of the officers asked me, he's like, did you have like a breakup with the missus or something? I'm like, no, I don't have anybody. Which probably kind of helped underlie some of the reasons why things had gone as far as they did, but it still had nothing to do with feeling lonely specifically because I didn't have a girlfriend or something. Like, no, I don't have any problem.
May I have
talking
context?
about that stuff.
Yes.
He said, someday I'll be able to use, now we see the apple begin to pie the tree. And he's like, one day I'll be able to use it in everyday context. I asked, are you using it in an insane asylum? He said, well, I'm working on infiltration. And then I said, make sure that you're there for evaluation, observation, and your insurance doesn't want you there, or they might keep you for a long time. And then he said, I forgot to mention it the last time that you brought it up, but what were the dates you were there? And because it's Valentine's Day that I went in, I can never forget exactly when it was. You are caught up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hopefully I didn't go too fast for you.
No, I got it.
I've been trying to slow myself down after a couple of comments I got about a year or two ago while preaching. I've got a little bit more Southern in my sermons speech, though, now that I've slowed down. I'm not sure why that's going on. It's not much, but I notice it.
Going all Southern Baptist on us now.
Yeah, and it's actually lengthened my several sermons that would have been too short. And so now I'm having to estimate how long a sermon is based on how slow I'm speaking. Well, that's cool. Those rivets on this bridge aren't just there as an image. They're actually physically sticking up out of the bridge.
Well, we're an hour and 14 minutes in. What kind of drinks you guys bring today?
Brita filtered water. In the mail, I received passion fruit juice concentrate that I believe to be 100% with a Spanish label, and that's in the fridge, but I'm going to wait till I'm done the diet stuff completely
I'm not
before
sure
I go into it.
Black coffee or black tea would count as breaking a fast.
It would not, but I can't do it. Both require sugar and cream unless it's a Chinese tea, in which that doesn't need the cream. In fact, actually, if you put it like an oolong tea, if you try the British practice of putting milk in it, it ruins it.
Who would
put milk in the British tea, not
why
in the oolong tea?
Why in the world do the Brits put milk in their oolong? I don't think no reason to hate the Brits.
No, you're misrepresenting what I said. Okay? The British practice of putting milk in your tea. I was saying I experimented with the British practice of doing it on tea in general. Okay? You make conclusions that I did not say. So there's a British viewer. I am not insinuating the things Comrade is saying that I am.
Dream thief. Calm down. Listen. I know that it's not fun to have your words misrepresented, but it gives us an opportunity to hate the British more.
The British
it's going for a good cause.
The British are fantastic people, okay?
I mean, sure, if you ignore...
If you ignore the fact they can't cook.
They are the only ones that had the guts to pull out of the Fourth Reich, okay?
What?
What?
I'm not the only history-minded person that has started to refer to the European Union jokingly as the Fourth Reich. Because pretty much Germany's vote decides almost everything, and they hold most of the financial power.
Listen, I'm not saying Brexit wasn't
the financial power of the EU.
Brexit was a good idea. It's the first one they've had since Winston Churchill.
Winston Churchill wasn't a good idea. He was just an insane man.
I'm sorry, they chose to continue the monarchy with Elizabeth, so... Which technically was the choice of one British person who refused the crown because he wanted to marry a divorcee. But that was still a British decision.
You know what else was a British decision?
What?
Becoming the world's largest international drug dealer to fund their tea addiction.
You know what? You do what you have to for tea, my friend.
They started 2 wars.
And? Did they get the tea?
And killed a lot of people.
Did they get the tea?
And got a lot of people addicted to opioids.
You know what? As Captain Peebles, I see nothing wrong here. They brought civilization with their drug addiction.
They did not! They set a civilization.
They brought Western civilization.
I'm just gonna start the rumor right now that Britain's responsible for the Chinese foot binding.
For the what?
No.
No. Anything I can braid the British for.
That was so stupid. Comrade, my brain took an extra 10 seconds to realize what you said.
Comrade, how on earth are the British going to be responsible for something that China was already doing before they got there?
They got them so addicted to opioids that it retroactively made them stupid.
Wow. Your ancestors and philosophers take this opium and make those philosophers stupid retroactively.
Oh.
It sounds like a crappy marijuana marketing pitch. This will get you so high it'll make your grandparents loopy.
How is that a terrible pitch? I think that'd probably work with the guys and gals we got in this country today.
I mean, it might. but like Britain apparently was the first country to actually pull it
That would
off.
certainly explain the boomers.
According to Comrade, anyway.
But no, comrade, correct me if I'm wrong. Like foot binding was a thing that existed in China well before Britain got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Foot binding was a thing that existed in China off and on, depending on who was in charge. So basically, the closest historians have got to actually pinning it down historically was there was some dancer concubine to a king who bound her foot to perform a very complex dance one time. But apparently her feet were so strikingly small and cute that a bunch of women all decided they wanted their feet to constantly look like that. So they broke their daughter's feet and bound
I
them.
really hope that it's that based.
Um,
I think I'm
It's
using
that
word right.
based.
Am I using that word right?
no.
No.
This word is frustrating me because it's getting into so much of the language, and the Urban Dictionary was clear as mud. Okay,
If it's
I
based,
think
it means
it's a lot of
if
ignorant
it
people being stupid inventing
if something
words.
is based, it's something that you highly agree with, and
Yes, but you can do it ironically.
It can
Yes.
be. It means it's based in reality. You can't. You can mean it ironically, but I'm not.
Based in reality. Thank you. Urban Dictionary went on for 3 paragraphs, didn't give me something that simple.
I honestly didn't even know that's what it meant. I thought it just meant like
That's-
correct.
Yeah, correct. Based in reality.
And then
Based
and
in
most of the
reality
things that
uses
I've-
the word to explain the phrase, which was not being done.
and most of the memes that I've seen it in relation to are like
That's why when James says,
against
"Let's send these
against,
whiny
the
women back to the
stories.
Dark Ages where they belong," he's based because he's based in reality.
back to the Dark Ages where they belong.
I have
Oh,
sent you both
gosh.
that clip from the original Pokemon series, right?
Yes. You're
I
really
think
good
you
at
have.
this, James. Thanks, I should get a license.
James single-handedly
Nobody
makes
told to
Pokemon.
bring that giant backpack, and nobody told you to bring that nasty attitude,
Dude,
but here I am, stuck with both.
James single-handedly made the Pokemon TV series one of the best childhood series of all times, and I did not respect that man enough when I was young. I am sorry for it.
As well you should be, apparently. Not that I ever watched
Meet
it.
your new team partner, James. I hope I'm not going to have to carry you. No one's carried me since my mama.
No, it's not my mama, it's just mama. No one's carried me since mama. Which is
They
made
then
even...
proceeded to be the two worst members of Team Rocket the world has ever seen.
Well, that comment is made even funnier by the fact that he was adopted as like a 9-year-old. So he was being carried around by his middle-aged mother when he was 9.
Well, I know this engine so well it can practically drive itself.
There we go.
I do want to clarify one thing that I said earlier in the stream while I was here.
Okay.
Me not eating for a significant period of time on that road trip was not the result of my parents forgetting to feed me. They did not forget I existed in the backseat of the car along with them. That would be a new level.
It's just them not stopping to eat until that point.
I don't remember the exact circumstances. I might have skipped breakfast.
Oh, what exactly was your poor decision in the
He ate
Golden
too much
Crow?
heavy food.
I was hungry and my stomach was upset and I was getting a little bit nauseous because of the not eating thing in my stomach. But I was
Right.
also playing I think it was some kind of like dog grooming game on the Nintendo DS that my cousin
He's
had.
a groomer.
It's called Nintendogs, I believe.
I'm going to smack you, Dream
Good
Thief.
luck.
He's not a teacher
You know what?
from
If
Florida.
you drive out all the way here, then we'll, well, I guess if you're during a weekday, we won't have a meal together, but I'll watch you eat.
Come on,
frequently.
you skipped over that epic level joke.
Dream Thief, did you hear him?
What are you saying?
I said that.
In response to your statement,
I said
that you're not a teacher.
you're not a teacher from Florida.
There have been teachers supporting that or against that bill from all over this country. So he's not a teacher from a school system.
You're not a teacher.
Any school system, public or private.
specifically
been
a
a-
California school system.
There's been a lot
Also, does
less.
that law actually cover private schools, or is it just public school systems controlled by the state?
It's literally any adult that's not the parents.
Right, but I don't know that
Good.
those bills necessarily have authority over private schools.
Yes.
That's why I'm asking.
Yes, because you're not allowed to talk about sex with kids that aren't yours.
Not till after they get out of third grade,
And,
anyway.
and specifically at that age, you shouldn't be talking about that with them, even if they are yours.
Now, once they're in the fourth grade, then we can educate them about trans and reprogram them all we want.
Let's please not do that.
I mean,
either.
they want.
Let's
I meant
please.
they want.
Sure you did.
Shut up,
Yeah,
Conrad.
that wasn't a Freudian slip or anything.
Freudian slips.
I teach Bible class.
When you say one
okay?
thing and you mean your mother.
Clearly, no one who has ever worked with the Bible has ever done anything bad.
Oh,
Catholic Church.
Obviously not.
Multiple popes.
You mean pokes?
That
That one just slipped out. I couldn't help it.
one's free.
Indeed.
In fairness, I don't think a pope has ever actually done anything to a kid, but there have been multiple sexually active popes throughout history.
So see, all you have to do
Can't
is
prove that they didn't.
change the age.
There was
What do you
the
mean
one. Listen,
What do you mean you
Pope?
can't prove that they did
there
it?
was that
The
one
Pope-
pope who
what
was
was
really into watching horses go at it, and you can't prove he didn't do anything to anybody.
Does horses count as anybody?
I don't listen, we don't need to prove innocence.
I don't need.
To prove guilt.
You can't prove that he
What?
didn't.
Conrad has already cast enough shadow on this that it's pretty believable this guy did a horse at some point.
Listen, I've been on the internet enough to know that it's somebody's fetish.
Which is illegal in all of, well, it's illegal now.
True.
I think it was probably illegal then.
In West Virginia, it's illegal to do anything larger than a dog.
To do anything what?
If the animal weighs more than 20 pounds, you can't do it.
That's not okay. There are a lot
Wait,
of animals that weigh
that's
less
the
than 20
limit?
pounds.
Yeah, that's the limit. You're not allowed.
Wait, this isn't a federal law that says no
No,
doodling animals?
no, West Virginia specifically states it has to weigh less than 20 pounds.
You know, I heard that there was a European country where people commonly allow their dogs to get them off. I didn't know that that was also going to be West Virginia.
Yeah, see, that law was put in place.
I've never
specifically
understood
for
why.
Scottish.
I've never understood why everyone exclusively makes fun of Alabama when West Virginia has a law like that on the books.
Because
Specifically, that means you
in
can
Tennessee,
you can do a squirrel, but you can't do your dog.
see, but that
not
law implies. Here's the thing: the problem with that is that law almost has to have some sort of divine creation that separates humans from animals to be valid in any good way. For evolutionists, that 20-pound rule has created a lot of pedophile teachers and popes.
again, the Pope didn't do anything to kids. There's just been multiple sexually active popes, one of whom died committing adultery.
By the sword or by heart attack?
I think he was killed by the husband. Comrade,
by
you'll
the
have to
sword.
fact
I
check me on
believe
that
that
one.
is correct, and I'm not going to remember which pope it
I
was.
noticed no one else
I'm
wants to
gonna-
think along the lines of
Pope
evolution and the West Virginia
died.
law with me.
From
I mean, I'm not happy that I went there in the first place, but still, it needs to be acknowledged. That's really why they want to push evolution, so that they can be evil people.
I
in
wasn't
West
sure where you
Virginia.
were going with the whole the 20
Humans are animals,
the 20 pounds
according to
thing.
evolution.
Why is it that because we put a
Where do
limit
you
on
think
20
that
pounds?
I was going?
Well,
We're talking about people doing things to children, and then I talk about how the law under evolution does not stop anything to do with humans. I derailed my whole train.
okay, but specifically the fact that if it's over 20 pounds, that implies that it's okay to do something that weighs less than 20 pounds.
It's not okay, but according to evolutionists, the law doesn't preclude it.
Pope John the 12th.
I'm just saying that evolution allows for even more deviancy than people already think that it does that
And
are against it.
there's a very I'm not going to remember which state it is, but one of the states has a law that specifically forbids relations with a porcupine.
Yeah, probably because the medical bills were through the roof.
Is XII 12 in Roman numerals?
Yes.
Okay. Pope John the 12th was pope from 955 until his apparent untimely death in 964. More about that below in a moment. Had a rather foul reputation. According to the Catholic Encyclopedia, he was, quote, a coarse, immoral man whose life was such that the Lateran was spoken of as a brothel, and the moral corruption in Rome became the subject of general odium. He was eventually accused of perjury, simony, which is the selling of ecclesiastical lands and privileges for his own fortunes, and other crimes, was briefly deposed before sweeping back into power in a bloody purge. John's death was curious, as he was He was apparently killed by a man who had found the Pope in bed with his wife in the midst of committing adultery.
Well, if he bought an indulgence,
Is he one of the
it's
few
okay.
non-sainted popes?
I don't know.
Or is he still sainted? That'd be pretty funny.
I don't know.
It's
He
a
was
lot
probably
like
only a saint while he was alive and had power over that.
one of my favorite facts about the Catholic Church is that Saint George is on record as having existed, and the
On
Catholics,
record, what?
Saint George, Saint George from the tale,
Yeah,
Saint George
yeah.
and the Dragon.
You dropped out when you said on record,
He
and then you
well,
dropped.
He's in the Catholic record as an actual saint. Like, they have records of him existing.
Yeah, one of the Sunday morning class teacher before I was doing the adult class was talking about him, and what the reason why the Catholics have him as a saint is they were attempting to cause a large number of the churches that he established to convert to Catholicism. So he actually had a school, something akin to a school of preaching somewhere in Ireland, and
Saint
he had been
George.
spreading the actual gospel.
Saint George was was a Roman soldier located in Ethiopia.
We're talking about two different saints then.
Saint George from Saint George and the Dragon.
I think we're talking about the same one. The Catholics came up with a whole different background for him.
That's because they don't want him to be associated with what many consider to be a fairy tale. But the fact that he's got records that say he exists, and
Is it Saint George or is it Saint Patrick?
Saint Patrick is the guy from Ireland.
Patrick. It's probably Patrick then. I get him.
Yeah,
mixed up.
he's
Patrick
the guy
was
who killed every snake in Ireland, allegedly.
Okay, so it was Patrick that they had established essentially a school of preaching, if not two schools of preaching, and had built up. Christians consider the church the people. He had built or planted churches into Northern Europe, and the Catholics really didn't like that he was teaching the truth, so they sainted him and got rid of him.
Yeah, no. Saint George was a Roman soldier who was a devout Christian in Northern Africa or Ethiopia, one of the two. That's where the Romans had put him. And while he was there, he found a lizard-like creature that the locals were very afraid of and were sacrificing their kids to. And being a Christian and a Roman soldier, he was like, no, stop, and went and killed it for him. The story then became embezzled over the years, and the dragon...
Embellished.
Sorry, yes, embellished.
Embezzling is illegal.
It became embellished...
Embezzling a story, it's not.
It embellished the story over the years, and the dragon became larger than it was previously, and gained fire-breathing abilities, which it didn't have in the original story, which is where it sort of entered mythology. But it was a large lizard-like creature that people were sacrificing their children to and eating all of their crops.
Molech the lizard.
Oh.
Anyway, then the Catholics denied that he existed, but he's still in the Vatican records as having existed as a real person. But they denied his existence because his story got, kind of turned into a children's fairy tale, despite being very grounded in reality in its original state.
I see.
Which is just Roman soldier who is also a Christian comes along and finds people being afraid and worshipping a dragon, and he's like, that's no good.
Yeah. St. Patrick is evidence that you don't want to be sainted, because they'll ruin all the things you've done that were good for the Lord. Kind of like all the apostles and Mary and all those guys and gals.
Ah, yes, Mary, the person I want to pray to.
Did I say knighthood at one point?
I don't think so.
I feel like
I don't think so.
Sainthood is like the worst thing that can happen to you if you're a Christian.
specifically Catholic sainthood, because technically speaking,
We're all saints, yes. Whatever. Just try and turn what I'm saying on its head. Go ahead.
Oh, by the
Thank
way,
you.
I was
Yes.
looking into this, and next week we are going to leave YouTube and Twitch, and we're going to go to a new website called Rumble.
I knew you were going to say that.
alright, why?
New to us.
Okay, there are several reasons. First of all, both YouTube and Twitch much prefer, and it kind of makes sense, much prefer to promote somebody who is older on the platform and more established than to promote somebody who's new to the platform.
This is true.
Which is part of why we can't gain any traction. There are other
Tim
reasons.
said several times that his advice to new content creators is not to start on YouTube.
Rumble is also much more creator friendly in that if you're a creator on Rumble, instead of having to get to a certain viewer count before you can make money, you start making money when enough people watch one of your videos, and that has to do with the way that the video feed works.
What's that number?
So the way Rumble works is it's a rumble, in the sense of a fight. So every week Rumble will put your video up against somebody else's video in like the same category, and whichever one of the two gets the most views makes the money.
Okay.
So you don't have to be the most prominent person on the platform. You just have to be better than whoever you're put up against.
I just needed to know.
And in that way,
so I know how many Russian bots to buy.
in that way,
No.
in that way, it also it lets new people get out their content more, right? Because every once in a while you'll be put up against somebody who's more prominent on the platform. But also, there's only 3 different people on the platform doing any gaming videos right now. So we'll also be we'll be the first in the field, right? So instead
that does tend to get you more fame.
Instead of being in saturated Twitch and YouTube land, we'll be in new Rumble land, which is also gaining viewers. So it's not even it's not like a new platform that's going to up and die. It's a new platform that appears to be growing decently well.
What are the monetization restrictions speech-wise? I don't remember if they have any or not.
It's currently free speech.
Okay, so when I just got you demonetized for saying the abuser of children title in its entirety, that wouldn't happen on Rumble then.
Presumably.
That's good, because I have trouble keeping some of those phrases from coming out occasionally. It's like, well, you weren't demonetized for swearing, but it wasn't good either.
I'm going to have to carpet the entire attic, aren't I? Oh, that's going to be a pain.
I bet you knew that already, though.
Unless I want to leave the... Ooh, that's something I could do. I could,
Why might not?
I could, put up a trap door to a little area in the attic, and then you can just go up to the attic and fight monsters.
Why am I not playing No Man's Sky right now and finished downloading 2 hours ago? I've just been running loads of oil back and forth between the oil fields and the refinery. To be fair, how much money did I make? What's 27 minus 23? 5. I've made $5,000. Sorry, comrade, I cut you off like twice.
I don't even remember what I was going to say. I don't think it was that important.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to leave we're going to leave Twitch, we're going to leave YouTube, we're going to become Rumble exclusive.
Wow. That's pretty ballsy, Halsey.
The only reason I'm putting it off for a week is because like nobody watches me on Twitch, nobody watches me on YouTube.
Viewers last night or Wednesday, Tuesday night, whatever night that was.
People pop in and they leave a comment and then they leave because I don't immediately respond to them.
Yeah, I leave when people don't respond to the comments after a little bit too. You'd get like a side-loading feed or something.
Well, that's what I've got right now, but the problem is with like Dark Souls, I'm not good, so like I can't just constantly look over at it. I have to like be dead. But I'm good enough that there will be like stretches of like 5 minutes when I'm not dead.
You have quite a bit of help from the old boy over on the other headset here, though. Or you did at the beginning, anyway.
Who's telling you those lies?
It sounded awful lot like you were helping him to me.
The only reason I haven't done it yet, is because you have to pay about $25 a month to get the ability to live stream, which is fair. YouTube actually loses money every year. Most people don't know that. YouTube loses money, but it's so well known, and that's why they had to sell to Google. It's so well known, Google feels that they make their money back in other areas from the advertising that they get from YouTube. But storing videos is very expensive, so I recognize why Rumble would want you to pay money for the right to save video to their platform. And $25 a month isn't that big of a fee. I just don't have it this week.
Speaking of potentially not having money for stuff, there is potential in the next 12 to 15 months, depending on where finances go, that I may just end up having to find a way to get you all copies of the Realm, because it may or may not be able to stay online indefinitely. It's like it's almost $9 a month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is over time.
It's an entire cheeseburger, man.
It won't be for long. That's more what I'm concerned about, is just the way inflation is going. It's like, okay, is this sustainable when people are talking about $500 food budgets, or well, not budgets, but just $500 trips to the grocery store?
Real talk for just a moment. I had to pull aside one of them in this Wednesday and ask questions about that kind of thing, which I don't like. I don't like to do.
As to whether or not they can continue to support you?
No, as to whether or not they can support me a bit more. And I don't like to do that because I am not in this for the money. Money is sort of, it's secondary to me. Money is a
Money
means
is
to
the
an
thing
end.
that allows you to keep doing it.
Yes. Um, and yeah, so I essentially had to ask about that, but apparently, and this was really touching.
I was given.
They had already been talking about that,
Yes.
so my fears were assided.
Yes.
Yeah, depending on how this year goes, I may be having a similar conversation with my eldership.
No problem.
Uh, yeah.
I don't need it right now. I'm concerned about what the next 8 months
Well,
holds.
and I hated that conversation even more because essentially, like 6 months ago now, I had to have the same conversation because my housing went up, and I had
It's out of your control.
yeah, and I had to be like, so my housing went up, and then 6 months later, inflation got to like 50%, which means I got like a 25% pay cut. Essentially.
It just crossed double digits. Unless things have gone really wild where you are, inflation's somewhere around 10 or 11% according to the consumer, whatever it is.
According to the government, they're not 25% or 50%, but my bank account says different, and my memory of what things were last year says different.
Hmm.
And you have to keep in mind the overall inflation is kept a bit down because luxury items increase at a much slower rate. I.e., tables and cars are still going to cost a couple thousand, well, not a couple thousand, but you get the idea. Like, a car is not going to double in price at the same rate that a potato doubles in price. But
Yeah.
it's included in the whole inflation rate. But I'm not buying a car every week.
No.
I'm buying potatoes every week. Well, I don't buy potatoes every week, but you get the idea.
Yes.
So the inflation rate, the government can keep it artificially low because yeah, my car still only costs $12,000. But the stuff I actually buy do cost twice as much as they did last year. So that 8%, that's 8% averaged out over everything.
Yeah.
But my cabbage is basically up to $2 a pound. And I do buy cabbage almost every week because cabbage is delicious.
I guess I remember when bananas were like 50 cents a pound, and they're a lot more than that now. I'd say 50% sounds a little extra to me, but maybe.
Well, okay, so if bananas were 50 cents a pound, it's literally 75 cents a pound is a 50% increase on the banana.
I guess that's accurate.
When my cabbage used to cost about 85 cents a pound and is now $1.60, that's a 100% increase on my cabbage price. My head of cabbage, which will last me 1 to 2 weeks, like, that's and each cabbage is gonna weigh like 3 pounds. That's a whole $2 increase to $3 increase on the cabbage that I buy every week. Like, that adds up.
Okay.
Especially when it's like every vegetable, and depending on what kind of meat cut you buy, that's a bit different, but like sausage and ground beef, it's all hitting that inflation. Chicken thighs are a bit less affected, but If I ate chicken thighs for every meal, I'd probably get sick of it.
Well, I mean, it is getting to the point where it's almost as expensive to go out to eat as it is not to. Which, on one hand, I like going out to eat, but on the other hand,
McChickens. McChickens cost $1.60. How in the world is a McChicken $1.60?
I don't go to McDonald's.
I've
so
never seen
know.
McChickens at $1.60. They were always a dollar menu. How have you?
Is there even a dollar menu left?
No, even the sodas are more than $1 now. I think you can still get a small, a small soda for like $1 from McDonald's. No, nothing. There is no actual nutrition on the McDonald's menu that's less than $1 or $1.
That makes sense. Even Little Caesars pizzas aren't $5 anymore.
Oh man, if you force Little Caesars to give up their $5 hot and ready, you know you screwed
it's
up.
like $5.55 now or something.
Like it's basically just cardboard.
Excuse me. They make good pizza. At least the one here does. I will grant you that Little Caesars is one of the most inconsistent pizza places for whether a location will be good or not of any brand. In fact, it's the only pizza place that I tend to judge based on which town it's in.
Oh, I never talked about what I was drinking. And Jub's not here to talk about what he's drinking, but I have more of that Bella Donovan coffee, and it is still fantastic. I'm drinking it black today because the milk I had in the house spoiled for some reason.
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
What?
So there's a practice going on at some supermarkets now where to deal with shelf issues, they're putting out milk with the wrong date on it. So the date says it should expire at this such and such day, but it actually will expire 4 or 5 days up to a week before that.
Well, it's probably because I've had it opened for about 2 weeks now, and was drinking it both slowly and fastly enough that it was...
fastly is not a word.
Quickly. Fine.
Thank you.
I need you to get all the way off my back about that one.
No. Nice try.
But it's
Funny
probably
man will not convince me to be kind.
It's probably because I it's been open for about 2 weeks, and so even though it said the 20th of April, there was only so much left in the thing, and if there's, a small amount left, it's easier for bacteria to start working on it.
Maybe the milk you're drinking, because you drink the 100% stuff, but I have never had milk go bad before the sell-by date.
100% stuff?
Yeah, the real stuff, not the 1% or the skim milk.
The fat content of whole milk is about 3%.
Whatever. All I know is the milk you had was poison. The one time I tried to use some.
Poison? That is not a way I have ever expected whole milk to be described.
It was poison. It was evil.
That's the way.
Whole milk is objectively healthier for you.
And it tastes better.
Yes, but to Comrade's point about, and I don't know if you were here for it earlier, it was a different discussion, but things you're raised with being what you kind of stick with. I was raised on like 1% or 0% essentially.
I am so sorry.
So I can't stand the flavor of it. It's just nasty to me.
Just go up to 2%. Go up to 2%. It's so much better than 1%. It's shocking that that percentage makes the world of difference that it does.
Before check. I mean, if bishop before check, then just this.
Playing chess, huh?
I'm not playing. I'm learning.
Learning strategies or how to play?
I'm pretty sure he knows how to play.
I was concerned, okay?
He's only talked about playing chess several times on this very podcast.
Yeah, I actually went to my first official tournament yesterday, so it would be kind of terrifying if I did that without knowing how to play the game.
It would.
I mean, I did lose all of my matches.
All?
There were 4 matches.
You
But,
were beat by the
yes.
4-year-olds?
Stream Thief, why don't you log on to chess.com right now and we'll see how this goes.
I play pretty chaotically. I have made it up to the 3rd level on the chess game out of like 100.
I am quaking in my boots.
You know what? Now I'm concerned, and now I have to load up the game and see if it remembers where I was at.
In my authentic 100% baby seal leather boots.
5D chess with time travel stream.
It won't remember because it's not even installed on this computer, which means the last time I played was on the old laptop.
Come on, you guys aren't even gonna grace that with a comment.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said
I did, I just ignored you.
5D chess with a time travel stream win.
Oh, yeah. No, I heard you. I chose to ignore that.
Oh, it does remember my difficulty. It does remember my difficulty is level 3.
I saw a thing once where it was like, I love playing this because chances are your opponent doesn't have any more of an idea of what's going on than you do.
Okay, no, in my defense, I liked playing level 3 because I could win every time. But I have cleared level 6 of 100.
Once again, I reiterate my statement. I am quaking in my boots.
You know what? I'm going to try level 7 right now.
You know, seriously, out of the 4 people that I played, one has been playing since he said he learned in like the early 80s. And it was like 15 plus 5 on the time control, which means we have 15 minutes on our individual clock, and every time we make a move, we get 5 seconds back. He never dropped below 14 minutes. He blitzed out every single move and crushed me.
I might be playing too fast. I might have already got myself in trouble.
It was partially my fault, though, because I have watched him play, and unfortunately, the only opening at the time that I knew for black was still basically the only opening I really know is the Pierts, which is his opening.
Interesting, sir.
Actually, he plays like he plays the modern.
Okay. Do you need to go out?
Or the Pierts, or there's like a family. There's a family of systems that all function very similarly, and he plays all of them, and I play one of them badly. I did manage to find a way to lose a game that I had no business losing. I was so irritated. I pulled off a trick and captured his rook out of the opening by force and sidelined his queen for like half the game. I put it through the engine. I was +7 through most of that game.
It was your game to lose.
It was. It was. And I'm going through, I'm like, okay, so I'm +7 here, here, here. It's barely fluctuating. And then I do this, and I'm like +10. What could I possibly have done that ruined this?
So
And then the computer was like, you didn't play A4, and then you threw away your bishop here. And I went, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I ended up losing that game on time, but I was in a situation that the computer claims is 0-0, so perfectly equal, but I had no idea how to defend and was about to lose in like 2 seconds. But I ran out of time and I lost on time. I was so upset. The thing is, though, I wasn't upset until I got home and the computer was like, you were 100% going to win this. You just made this one stupid mistake, and then he sucker punched you.
I do wish the wooden pieces weren't making stone grinding sounds.
But no, I had a lot of fun at the tournament. Everyone there was just way better than I was.
Well, it's good that you had fun.
Sounds like the 2 Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments I went to.
Your,
lots of fun and 0 wins.
I want to go to a Pokemon tournament, but nowhere's having them. Like,
I wonder why.
I've checked several times, and there's no in-person Pokemon tournaments.
Don't understand what it's doing.
I think it has to do with the Koof.
Yes.
Interesting. I feel like the computer's about to cheat because it's a computer. Seven is the perfect holy number. I need to win level 7 and then I'll be perfect.
And now that I've tried it, I would actually be very interested in, at some point, doing, like, Magic the Gathering draft tournament. That would be fun. Because then it's not pay to win. It's just whoever can build the best deck out of a bunch of drafted cards. So I guess it kind of becomes random chance. But in a way, random chance is better than because it's not just random chance, it's how well you can make your cards work together as a team. Because you get to control a lot of what goes into your drafted deck.
I can't believe you've done this.
Can't believe you've done this.
Ouch! That's bad news. Well, Might be a reason I haven't beat level 7 yet. It might be that I have no business playing level 7.
It might be that. It might be that indeed.
Alright. I need some torches. That's what I need right now.
I don't play aggressively enough.
What drink do you have, Job?
Nothing right now, but earlier today I was drinking a coffee beverage that contained organic maple syrup as a sweetener. It was quite good.
No!
That does sound pretty good. Probably
How did I lose?
fairly fruity. I've always felt that maple syrup is very fruity.
Okay, I retract with an apology my assertion that you lost to 4-year-olds.
Listen, I'm not terrible at chess. I just know that these guys are insane. I'm happy that I managed to get.
Did you guys actually play chess against each other right now?
No. I would absolutely love to, though.
I
think that would be funny. What is Simply Chess?
It's just something on Steam. I don't know.
Does it have online capabilities? But also,
Yeah.
can't you just boot up one of the
What are you playing on, Jub?
I play on
online
I have
chess
a
things,
Lee
right?
Chess account. So it's lichess.org.
Can you like play against specific people on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
could send you a challenge.
So if you just make an account, like you guys could legitimately just play chess right now on stream.
And you could swap over and spectate the game.
I don't know that he needs to do that.
I'm currently making a lot of torches. Listen.
Yeah, I like Lee Chess more than chess.com because, well, one, it's free, and two, it has this wonderful feature called the study, and the study is great because it lets people create their own courses with games in them and commentary and their own notes and all of that. So different people at different times will upload their courses for free that you can just go through if you want.
All right, I'm here.
On Lee Chess?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Dream Thief. It doesn't look like I have any numbers after my name. Apparently no one else on here is as cool.
THYF?
Yes, of course.
Active 36 seconds ago.
It says 30 to me, but yeah.
Where is add friend?
Can't believe I'm doing this.
Putting Explorer, export games. Those will follow you.
I'm gonna regret this when you're wearing my scalp around.
Standard, time control, casual. All right.
Oh, I'm playing white?
Yep.
Oh no.
It was random.
You've already won. I think my odds of winning are like 80% black, 20% white.
Wow.
I haven't used these pictures in a while. The cross on the crown is the queen.
No, the cross on the crown is the king.
Okay, it's
The
been a long
spiky,
time.
the spiky one, like the Statue of Liberty, is the queen.
I'm used to playing with 3D pieces.
The spiky one is the
On the correct
bishop,
color.
and the horsey is the horsey.
Right, I can gather most of them, thank you.
I am so glad I picked unlimited time control.
Oh yeah, this wouldn't have worked out any other way.
All right, D3.
Oh, and now he's got all the board
Non-standard.
squares memorized.
But no, it's appearing on the right.
Non-standard.
Oh my gosh, Tree.
What does non-standard mean? Does it mean I opened weirdly?
Yes.
Oh, I told you I don't play normal. I've frustrated people before, even when I lose, because I can be annoying.
Can you see my arrows that I'm drawing?
No.
Okay, that's good.
You
Guess
can
I
draw
just-
arrows?
Yeah, right click. Right click and drag.
Oh.
If you just right click a
Whoa,
square
and
and
how do I
highlight,
make them go away?
draw the same arrow.
That's just adding more arrows.
No, if you draw the exact same arrow, starting from the same point and ending at the same point, it deletes the one that you drew.
I can't. I'm only making more.
Oh my god.
There's an entire row of triangles.
Wait. Okay.
They're overlapping. I can't tell which one goes where.
Okay. Here, let's take the draw.
What? No.
What?
No.
No.
We're gonna
Okay.
finish. I don't care about those. No.
I
give away one of my openings.
I was.
I only have like 2 of them.
This isn't an opening, Dream Thief.
This is an opening.
It is technically, by
pretty standard.
definition, an opening.
Flustered. I forgot what my I forgot what my next...
D3. I'm gonna look this up. D Bishop E3.
This has to be pretty standard.
No.
Somebody has to have done it.
I mean, yes, you.
Okay then. Well, that's somebody.
It is by definition an opening.
Okay. Knight C3. Good.
Oh, you already had yours set up, huh?
Yep, that's called a pre-move.
I'm that predictable. Okay, well. I apologize for the length of this game already.
Hey, at least you're not up against, what's his name? The chess There's a chess master who sometimes does a Twitch stream where he just pre-moves against a PC and wins.
First of all, that's Hikaru, and
Yeah.
second of all, what are you doing over there? You and your shenanigans.
They'll like
It is shenanigans. I promise.
No.
There is no actual plan.
Really?
There isn't!
Because I'm looking at a plan that it appears that you have.
There
Can
is
I
no
just-
plan.
There. Yeah, that stops that.
That's it. You can just dismantle whatever's happening because there is nothing happening.
if you are streaming on
'Cause you
Discord,
got this-
I'll try to
You got
switch
this
over.
fantastic. You got this fantastic thing.
I'll throw it away for you in a second, I'm sure.
I mean, really,
Kind of obvious that I was doing that. And not paying attention.
Okay.
I told you there's no plan. Why does this one make stone sounds as well? Who plays with stone chess sets?
Lots
I have
of
a glass
people.
chest set.
Glass chess sets are pretty nice.
Yeah. If I go there, I don't like it. Whether you know it or not, Dream Thief, you've created some problems for me.
That explains why my brother-in-law was so frustrated when we played chess a few times. I highly doubt it's a mess or a problem that you can't get out of, though.
I mean, especially after I just took your rook. No, but it is mildly irritating, and I will show you after this game exactly what it is that's bothering me so much. Because it is the same thing that killed me in that match I was just telling you about. The
Was
one,
I up?
huh?
Was I up?
If I had played a lazy move, there was a sequence that you could have played about a move ago that would have made my life really difficult. You weren't up, but if I hadn't seen
Okay,
it would
good.
have been a problem. It is your turn though.
I'm aware. I'm debating what crazy things I can do to make this more interesting for someone that knows what they're doing without ending the game instantly. Oh, the arrows went away after I moved.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, they were really distracting. They were right along the line of skirmish. See, I'm much better with troops in battle than I am at chess.
Hey, I do have attic access now. Good. Is one of you streaming onto Discord?
No.
I will. If one of you do, I will.
I can. I have the better bandwidth, I would guess.
I will try to show it on our stream.
If I can figure out where we are. Oh, it's going to stream Railroads Online. Let me log out of that here.
There.
Save game to both file locations for corruption protection. Especially because it's an alpha, you never know when something might get corrupted randomly. Okay. I don't think there's any information here.
That was not the best defensive resource that I had, but okay.
I see. I didn't really know what to expect, honestly.
Just know that was not the best move, and there's something that I can show you here too.
I will do my best to know what you're talking about when you show it to me, but just be warned I might not.
Yeah, it's nothing particularly complicated.
Do I feel like a level 6 computer?
I don't know what a level 6 means.
I don't know. There's 100 difficulty levels in Simply Chess.
I mean, whether you know it or not, you're creating some serious problems for me. So, oh, that's oof. I am not making a good showing of myself right now. So I think that if you literally just learned a basic opening, you would be scary.
There we go. Yeah. Okay, I'm showing it as a full screen on my Discord window capture. Transition over. Alright. So let me figure out what's going on in this chess match after I I guess I'm in a relatively safe position in Minecraft right now.
I'm just glad you're not pre-moving me right now. I feel accomplished just to have stopped that nonsense for the moment.
Alright. So we have... Okay.
This has devolved wildly.
Who's
Who's
see.
on first?
Dream Thief is white and Jub Jub is black?
Yes.
Correct.
Unfortunately.
Black is down a bishop.
No.
No, white is down a rook for a bishop.
Oh.
So he has the bishop pair, but I have 2 rooks.
Yeah.
I don't know how to read that. That's fine. I don't need to.
Technically, rooks are more useful than bishops. There's a point system in chess, believe it or not.
Rooks are 5 points, knights, bishops are 3, pawns are 1, queens are 9.
And the queen is something ridiculous, and of course the king is infinite points.
I just said the queen is 9.
Yeah. And the king is infinite points because as soon as you hit him, your opponent loses. You need to calm down, dog.
I'm gonna have to turn you down there, comrade.
I'm gonna deal with the dog right now.
Now my dog's trying to make noise. No. No bark. It's just the wind. Or the tinkling of the storm bell things. It's kind of funny right now that anyone watching this is watching two people quietly play 2D chess.
All right, what moves have happened?
My horse has moved and a pawn has moved.
All right.
And it's back to him.
It's Black's move.
Can I get away with that? If I just
Not if you tell me you're doing something you're trying to get away with.
But see, like, if I just very calmly... Does that... No, that's stupid.
I feel like you're trying to destabilize me.
I want to see something cool happen. I'm really hoping something cool is about to happen.
Something cruel, maybe.
Ooh, that was actually pretty good.
No, there was something way smarter that I should have done. That was really, really stupid. I'd love to take that back.
I don't know what is going on anymore.
I don't play 10 moves ahead, okay? That's what's happening.
I don't either.
I feel like there's about to be an equine slaughter in here.
If you take his horse with the horse, it will be
I know
a trade.
he'll take it with the pawn, but he also risks losing his by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can take the murderous pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Or he can try and trick my queen, which is not going to work. Yeah, that bishop is safe for now.
Wait. Okay, no, that I guess technically doesn't work. Got it.
I don't appreciate what you were trying to do. I have expressed my stupidity, but that seemed a little unkind to test. I feel like I'm being boxed in by both sides of this game.
See, I want to do that, but I can't afford... Oh, I can now, yeah.
Oh, I was not on multi-stream chat. Oops. Could have been missing, that valuable YouTube income.
So, I have no idea.
I don't know what to do either. Okay, this is.
I have no idea who's winning right now, honestly.
I'm just going with the person that knows more about chess.
Is that just no? Okay. That's sad.
Secretly flipping through my book. I've prepared for this day. No. The last time I played chess against an actual person was at summer camp last year. And while I did win most of those games, it was not an accomplishment to do so.
Rapidly flipping through 500 chess gambits to surprise your friends.
No, did you really just move your pawn there?
Please, comrade, explain to me what you would have done. Is it d takes e5?
I just know that pawn's a bad idea. Because, well, I see a move that Dream Thief should take. I don't know if he's going to take it.
Stop it! Neither of us want that kind of influence going on here.
Yeah, I see the move too.
You guys are freaking me out.
I think I would have moved your queen. I'm not going to tell you where. I think I would have moved the queen.
Yeah, there's an argument for that. But I'm playing what's called Hope Chess right now.
Hope chess?
It's called Hope Chess. Yes, it's where you play chess and you hope that your opponent makes a mistake.
I've made several.
Yeah, but you see,
I actually see checkmate in 2 for...
Shut up.
For who?
I'm not going to say
for who. Just
I'm not
shut
going to
up.
say. I see checkmate for 2 and checkmate for 3.
Oh, I meant the other square.
Oh, wait. Never mind. I only see checkmate for 2. Checkmate in 2.
Once again, here we go. Clicked the wrong square. See, in real life, I would have kept my finger on it. Do they allow that in tournaments, keeping your finger on the piece?
If you don't let go of it, technically.
Yeah, see, unfortunately, the computer automatically makes you let go of it. What?
What do you mean, what?
Why?
Don't you what? Because
now
I said
I'm
so.
Confused.
Because
now
I
I'm playing Hope Chess.
Because I said so, that's why.
Except I don't actually have hope.
Listen, just because I want to have mercy on you. Right, comrade?
Just because he wants to have mercy on you doesn't mean he's not going to take the checkmate in 2.
It's checkmate in 1 now, actually.
Well, okay, yes it is.
Technically, could he...
No, he's already moved his king.
No, I'm not talking about that. I mean that if he
If
Y'all are telegraphing, and it's not helping him.
you still lost.
Nope.
Oh.
If you hadn't telegraphed, I wouldn't have figured out what was happening. Comrade cost you this one.
Comrade didn't cost me anything.
Really?
Correct.
Yeah, your bishop can't take his queen. His queen's still safe. It's fine to leave his queen there.
Right. but he can't take the bishop either.
Not
Sadly.
yet.
He cost you the one glorious moment that you would have had in that moment, is what he cost you.
Yeah, it would have been shenanigans, but such is life.
Would have hit the desk, been like, "Oh no, how could you possibly?"
Well, what am I
that?
supposed to do when I'm watching two other people
You're
play
supposed
chess
to
on
shut
stream?
up.
And I'm hosting a stream.
And
Ow.
Oh, I didn't even need to do that.
I was already moving before you said whatever you said, so I don't know what you're doing, but oh, isn't that a living thing? Yeah, I mean, there's no real way out of this one, but
I mean, there's
or is there? Or is there? Slimy Pope groping, dusty, crusty.
what?
Yeah, I don't know if you were online or not, but Comrade said my dream thiefisms are accepted.
Wait, why was I hearing illagers? Am I getting illagers spawned in here?
Time for a hasty retreat, buddy?
No.
Okay. Now I'm Confucian.
Oh wow, this chess match turned very different all of a sudden. I looked away for like 2 seconds while trying to figure out where the illager noises came from, and
Yeah, things got a little odd.
A little. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, I told you to shut up. I really don't like this game.
Not the move I would make, but all right.
There's so much other stuff that I should be doing. Like, there is literally so much stuff that I should be doing.
I
That's
would have
not
just,
this.
I would have
Yeah,
just,
there's...
I would have just gone one block the other direction. like it's a little bit funny of a flex, but I'm not sure what it gained you. It's like, yeah, now you can't take me. What you gonna do now?
It gains me literally nothing. But it's pretty funny. Oh gosh. Now this is actually a little complicated for me.
My guess is you're trying to get a queen reestablished.
What? No.
Oh, you want another rook or something?
No, I'm gonna underpromote to 2 bishops and then checkmate you that way.
Cool, let me clear the path. Yes, Lucy, you're a cute puppy. Daddy's trying to get himself beat up right now, okay?
There.
Alright.
There. Fine.
Interesting.
I will take a second passed pawn, thank you.
I was a bit disappointed I didn't get to see an en passant, but
He knows what en passant is.
really? I guess technically it's
You
threat of-
can't move into check. Nice. Hard decision to make, isn't it, Chubb?
A little bit, yeah.
It shouldn't really be that hard. It's pretty obvious what you should be doing right now. To me, anyway. Very good. All in good order. And I defeated myself. Where's the draw button? Here, I'll make it easy for you. There we go.
Can't move into check.
He just wants to make this with a queen, is what it is. Thank you. At least I took you down to the end.
You did. You did. And it's because I tried to get too fancy. Now, tell me, when I scroll back like this, can you see this?
No.
Okay. How do I...
Oh, I can scroll. Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay. So if you look at... How do I...
How do I live without you?
Oh, shoot. Oops.
Chat, watch games. I don't know how to invite you to this thing. Okay, so if you scroll back to about...
I'm back at the start.
Okay, so if you look at move 6, right after I played h5...
H5.
Yeah, move 6, you played h4, and then I played h5.
Your sixth move. Yes, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so do you see where your bishop and your queen are?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're making what's called a battery. And they're staring down my h6 square. And if I was lazy and I just castled, then that takes the rook away from the defense of the h6 square, which is why I played h5. To open it up so that my rook could see that square. Because if you played bishop in, well, then I'm forced to take the bishop, and then the queen comes in. And if the pawn was there, then that would just be murderous for me, because then your queen is all up in my side of the board.
So from your perspective, during our first game, was this my high point where I actually looked like I knew what I was doing?
This is the bit where I was very concerned, because I'm like, it doesn't sound like he knows that he's done this, but he's done this, and I could lose very quickly if I'm not careful.
That would require me to think.
Yeah, then you hung your rook. I chased your knight out. I moved my queen, and then there was some.
There was a big my rook.
Yeah, that's what it's called. When you leave a piece completely undefended like that.
Yeah.
There was something a bit later where you had an idea with the queen, but I messed up a tactic there and then forced it into an end game, and that was just unfortunate for both of us. Yeah, there was There was something there for a while.
I want a rematch.
You want a rematch?
Yes.
Alright. Cool.
Yes!
Oh, I'm white. Sick.
My odds just increased by 0.8%.
They did not.
What do you mean they did not?
I mean, they didn't.
Based on my own personal performance, I prefer to always play black.
It's like the whole thing with Smash Brothers characters. It doesn't actually the yellow Kirby doesn't actually move any different than the pink Kirby, but like it helps some people. It is.
I'm just racist against the whites. They're terrible.
What is this? Can't be racist against the whites.
Yeah.
Already playing taps for the queen that
Their
I've left
food
out
is way
front.
too bad to be racist against.
What? What?
It was it was a Britain can't cook joke again.
I'm like lost, dazed, and confused. He's helping you out because now I'm just in a state of confusion.
Yeah, I mean, I just okay. Sure.
Listen, the British can't cook, and no one knows why.
They spent forever searching for spices.
And they
used
lost
none of
that
them.
war. And they lost. The Spanish won the Spice War. Portugal's more than Spain in the end, but
Actually, very curious to see. No, I'm not. I know exactly what the engine thinks of that move.
Was it bad? Was it a bad move?
I mean, yeah, yes, but not for the reason that it wasn't a good move. But this is the opening that I like, and so I will play it, and the engine can shut up about it. This is called a fianchetto. This
your setup.
this 3-pawn structure with a bishop underneath it.
Mm.
Yeah. When the bishop wears the pawns as a hat, that's called a fianchetto.
Does it mean the bishop's cap?
I don't know, but I very desperately need to know now. In fact, I'm tabbing over. Fianchetto chess.
Are we actually still streaming the chess match?
No, I went back to
Okay.
Minecraft.
Okay.
What?
Now,
Oh, you're trying to stream.
Fianchetto is an Italian word which refers to a bishop development along the long diagonal. But what does it mean, though? Also, what did you just play?
G5.
Um,
What's the for? It's a legal move.
it's also a free pawn.
Hey Google. Turn on living room lights. Can't see to get my water. I'm stepping away for a second.
That's okay. I'm looking for what a fianchetto means.
Oh, Lucy's out of water too.
Not
Maybe
it,
that's why she keeps coming at me. It's because she doesn't have any water.
Fianchetto means a little flank.
Technically, you have 2 flanks open in that, but because give you diagonal flanks.
Yeah, but I think it's referring to it being over here on the side of the board and creating this little kind of triangle.
What if I go through 100 moves to get it in the middle of the board instead?
And
I'm still alive.
Then it's called losing.
I do losing well.
You do.
I had to learn after I slapped the deacon in the back of the head.
Oh gosh.
Not a bishop, just a deacon.
Slapping deacons in the back of the head. Staple pastime.
Especially when they're your dad's best friend.
Does that make it better or worse?
Yes.
When your dad catches you seconds afterwards?
Worse.
I don't think he actually... I don't know if he beat me for that or not. I think he did. I'm not sure anymore.
I don't know, but I for one appreciate hearing about it.
It makes a better story if he did beat me. Or if
Yeah.
I say he did.
Yeah, Dream Thief, that's what it does. It makes it a better story.
For those of us who sport spanking, it does.
Oh, spanking is not beating.
When you talk about spanking and you refer to it as beating, I need you to use exclusively 1700s New England accent.
I see what you mean by free pawn. I was setting something up that was going to destroy other things. Things would not have gone well.
Had you been
There's another
allowed,
free pawn.
you know, to set up what you were wanting to set up.
All right, pony boy.
Who are you referring to as Pony Boy?
I don't know.
Because generally that would be, you know, a reference to the resident brony in the room, but I also know that you're not currently playing chess with me.
Like,
Of
jeez,
course.
man.
That knight has done way too much work.
Like, jeez, man. Could you chill out about my horse?
Of course. I couldn't let that one go either. Man, everything I want to do, there's stupid knights out there.
Welcome to the Catalan.
I have to constantly consider that you're about to kill everything with the stupid knight.
Yeah, see, this is why I love this opening specifically, because even though it's a ridiculously complicated opening with a bunch of theory behind it, there's also the fact that, like, everything you do is good. It doesn't matter what it is.
This knight has got so much backup, it's not funny.
Might as well call him Tracer, because he's the cavalry.
Cavalry.
As I was-
now they're both. Now they're
as-
both active on the field.
As I said.
Oh, goody.
You said Calvary, and I will not let you claim otherwise.
Burdens are lifted at Calvary. Jesus is very... I wasn't gonna sing the whole chorus.
Yeah.
Just because you're being mean to me, I wasn't going to. I wanted to lead you on.
Here I was thinking...
Dude, just take the knight, okay?
I'm not that dumb.
Yes, you are. Just take the
Not
knight.
to a lowly pawn.
Yes, you are. Take the knight.
I'll take the night by storm by wearing my best fashion.
What does that even mean?
He is.
Yes.
Like, yes, now explain yourself.
That was the explanation.
See, you taking the free pawn early in the game is the only thing that's made me not lose every piece in the game so far. I was losing both pawns, actually. And both of those were opening pawns were bad. I had a groovy thing going, and you ruined it.
Groovy.
But
Now there's a word with some chest hair on it.
But I like that piece.
Now there's a word with some chest hair on it.
How could you?
That took you way too long to respond to.
Now I'm unhappy.
Now there's a root with some chest hair.
That's a root for schoolgirls. Here, let me draw our route.
There. Now that's a root with some chest hair. But sir, I've decided.
Oh, you decided.
He didn't
okay,
decide.
then.
Much like my Reinhardt. I didn't decided.
You usually get the team killed when you do it decided.
Yeah, I don't much like it when you do it decided.
No.
Especially if Shadow's playing Mercy and tails you into death.
No, see, I don't declare those as decideds. The decideds happen when all of a sudden there were 6 people on the team and then there's 1 on the other team. And that's when Reinhardt did a decided that we weren't going to lose. I keep my decided declarations exclusively for that. That's when Reinhardt does a decided, which is the team has won.
So, Dreamthief, I'd like to ask you a question.
If it's what I know and I'm doing, no.
No, it was more along the lines of how attached are you to that queen right there?
I like where this question is going.
I don't.
I am also not rooting for any person on this.
Good.
This match.
If you're rooting for me, you would lose.
I just like where the question's going.
I just like the fact that the question implies violence.
The computer does not care from whence the blood flows. Only that.
Shut up,
flows.
corn.
Corn. Hmm?
Yes, corn.
Is it children of the corn?
No, it's just corn.
Mm.
Korn is the chaos god of blood and war.
Your corn does not amuse me.
He's also the chaos god of honor and glory.
No, he's not, and anyone who tells you he is a chaos cultist.
I'm still trying to figure out what is threatening this queen right now and why you haven't activated it.
1, 2.
Oh, that. No, I said that to freak you out.
6, 7.
I had a feeling. There was a little bit of overconfidence that you were pouring into it, and I was like,
2.
I don't
4,
know about
5,
that.
6, 7. Nice.
It's only nice if it's 69. 7 is not nice. Are we still streaming,
1,
by the way?
Yes, 2. Yes, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Why are we having a queen off?
Why not?
Reasons.
I don't know.
Many of them.
Listen, if you have reasons, legitimate reasons, I would like to hear them.
Queen offs are terrible. It's like the worst thing ever to trade queens. I think I've lost every game I've ever traded queens with maybe one or two exceptions.
Were you initiated or were you accepted the trade-off?
Probably one of each. He was trying to initiate.
Doesn't that make the queen trade-off kind of neutral?
It would if he hadn't already taken so many of my pieces. Removing my queen at this point does not cost me nearly as much as it would, or does not cost him nearly as much as it would cost me to lose right now. I think he's trying to do something else.
I'm not trying to calculate how to win. I'm trying to calculate how to force you to give up the queen.
Damn you, sir.
I can almost do it.
But if it becomes about forcing me to give up the queen, doesn't that give me more time to make it about deleting your king?
I can almost do it. Yes, it does, but you can't do that.
Again, with this baiting me. And it's not like you're not being nice about it. You know, you would come over here and I would delete yours too. Mm-hmm. You're being quite gentlemanly about it, but it's just not. It just won't do, sir. Listen, just won't do.
Listen, queen takes knight. Queen takes queen. Rook takes. Pawn takes. It's good. It's good.
It's not good.
It's fantastic.
You have too many pieces already, sir.
I have 2 extra pawns. And what does it avail me?
1 extra.
That's a whole 2 extra queens in the making.
Technically, yes. That's 2 more heirs to the throne, or 1 more heir to the throne. Go get your water. I put it out for you. Don't look at me like that. I win these contests. Exactly.
Do you? Do you really?
Apparently, Lucy was freaking out her godparents when she stayed with them while I was in Texas, because she would walk up to the wife in particular, and she would just stare at her, and just stand there staring at her. And it's because she's gotten so used to me doing that with her all the time. We'll just suddenly stop everything and stare at each other for a while. But I know what's happening, so I win, and apparently the wife was not winning.
How do I force a queen trade?
Is that the whole goal, since I expressed how much I dislike it?
Yes.
It's now become about... And if a trade is much harder to set up than a trap.
It's like... No, it's not. It's like 40% about winning now and 60% about this.
Why?
I don't know.
Why does that feel the need?
I don't know.
Just lost at this point, man. I mean, dude, bruh.
Wait, I'm lost at this point?
Well, I lost when I decided to play a second match, but... Oh.
Oh, your knight is annoying me.
I see. I see that.
Now pick a square. Please, pick a square for your knight to exist.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know you're trying to get me to rush the choice. But
now, comrade, you may notice something.
I haven't been. I'm not watching.
Oh.
He stopped cheating. Okay. Cool, bruh. Cool.
I like how I noticed like one
You don't
move
you
could
don't like the
do.
bishops nearly as much as the knights, do you? You don't seem to play very bishop heavy.
Uh,
Or is it just the strategy that's not bishop heavy?
2, 3.
it's neither really. I don't have over much of a concern one way or another.
Okay.
It's just
Well, in both games, you've practically thrown away at least one, if not two bishops. That's why I was curious.
yeah, I'm not concerned about.
Oh, I see.
If I was really fighting for it, I wouldn't be giving you the bishop pair. But I'm not.
I thought
over-
you were supposed to be out here just destroying me.
I don't know who told you that.
I
But,
told me that.
You told you that? Why would you
Yes.
tell yourself that? That's a terrible thing to tell yourself.
I expected you to come out swinging.
I mean, I can.
I don't know that I want you to. I'd rather you enjoy the nuance of my stupidity. I feel like I'm being forced to do something right now. Could it be to pay attention to the puppy? Who's thrown practically every toy in the room up in the air trying to get attention?
One, two, three. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
My goodness, God couldn't have made a better
1, 2,
puppy for
3.
me if he... Well, he did try because he made her, but...
It is.
Lucy, stop.
It is raining pretty hard here, actually. It's weird.
It is raining, my dudes.
Is it?
He said it was raining, so I was just...
Yeah, is it
I
raining,
was
my
just
dudes?
funning around. I was just having
Yes.
fun. Okay?
You're not allowed to do that.
You know what? Shut up.
No
Also,
fun.
my music stopped.
No fun. No fun.
Were you playing the Doom music, or is that what am I just imagining that?
No, it's a Spotify playlist.
The Doom boss music starts playing.
He is the Doom boss.
Why do I hear boss music?
I don't know.
Mm. live in.
So what's happening in the chess match currently?
Shenanigans, mostly.
He did exactly what I wanted.
Shenanigans.
Hey, look at you, undoubling your pawns.
That wasn't what I wanted to do, but it's a nice side benefit. Little one. No. I think the wind chimes must really be picking up. I think they're upsetting her.
Do you have wind chimes, or is it a neighbor's wind chimes?
The house behind us has like 3 or 4 of them on the porch. Why they need so many, I don't know.
Some people really like wind chimes. Like a collector's item.
Or a $2 watermelon.
Sometimes you just need a $2 watermelon, you
Just
know?
realized when we switch platforms, I'm gonna have to retell that story so people don't get lost.
Sometimes you just need that $2 watermelon, like you need a hole in the head.
I need
Sometimes-
these spirits like I need a hole in the head. No.
Wait, no.
Excuse me.
You are excused.
Sometimes I have weird muscle flexy things or something. I don't know what it is. It's like an inward yawn, hiccup, cough thing.
Alright, calm down, Amelia Watson. Unfortunately, Dream Thief is not cultured enough to understand that quote. That statement. I noticed I did get a laugh out of the one person who does know what that means.
Oh, a laugh. That's what you wanted. Oh, okay.
Well, you did kind of chuckle.
Yeah, sure. Call that a chuckle. Why not?
A wheeze, chuckle, some difference. Stop playing dungeon music in my home.
No.
It's my beautiful.
Yeah, I'm going with no. I agree with the normal colored haired, the non-red haired person
I have brown
who's
hair.
lying and has totally got red hair.
Why are you hung up on this? He doesn't have red hair.
Because I can't believe my memory is that far off. Okay.
Well, besides furniture and actual lining, my house is almost completely. My manor is almost completely finished. I can say words. I speak
Finished.
for living.
It's finished.
Yes.
Thought it was Finnish.
And I'm almost ready to commit mass genocide. I mean,
Wow.
escort some great people to their new home.
S what?
Escort some great people to their new home.
Not what I heard.
And certainly not getting rid of an eyesore that's on my property.
Anyway,
Yeah, so chilling back at the crib. Oh, you make me so unhappy. That's what you do.
that's what I aspire to do.
You're succeeding.
Every day I wake up and I think to myself, how can I make Dream Thief as unhappy as possible?
You could,
I feel like these knights are taking revenge for Captain Peebles.
you could
slaughtering
become
like
as
6 or
similar
7
to
horses
me
in
as
one
possible.
bomb.
That's an option.
You could become what?
You could become as similar to me as possible. That's an option.
That is an option.
For fulfilling that particular assignment.
I feel like you're still trying to get a queen for queen trade, and it's really upsetting me that I don't know how you're doing it.
I could, but then I'd probably lose this game. Let's do it.
I hate you so much. And if I don't do it, I just lose my queen and you don't.
Take the queen, Dream Thief.
Yes, I don't have a choice. Congratulations, you succeeded on your 60% goal.
Oh my goodness, Dream Thief, I can't believe you did that.
I had no choice.
Dark squared bishop, backwards move, takes queen.
Well, you know, yeah, you
You succeeded at making him panic into losing his queen.
I made him
It
think
is
that he
part
had
of
no
chess.
option.
That is part of chess, and you played it well. The deceits, the panic, it's all part of the game. A necessary part. I want to reduce the numbers of non-pawns on both sides so that it's in my favor even more.
What was that? What did you take? Oh, rook. Fine. Alright. Rook bishop versus...
Did I say I'm a little annoyed?
Yeah?
It's not
I
like
mean-
you're trapped or anything, but I'm just
It's
annoyed.
really not. There's these things in chess called the light squares.
Well aware.
Alright, now, shoo.
What if I choose to throw the game away right here?
That would be fine.
He'll take a win.
I'll go back.
Even
I'll
if
go back
it's-
home.
He'll take a win even if it's ill-gotten gains.
Look at that pawn.
I see it.
So easy to just capture with a rook.
I'm sure.
So incredibly vulnerable.
Yep. I don't know what you expect me to do about it.
I don't know. Something, I suppose.
I mean, as long as you're protecting it, both of our rooks are locked in place.
Alright, wow. We are 3 hours and 30 minutes in. So we're gonna have to leave it here. And I will finish. I don't know if I can make that promise. I will probably next week. Well, next week we're gonna be on the new platform.